Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lee J, and we are going to listen to some music today. That is right. We're going to listen to some more Bob Dylan. I'm on this Bob Dylan deep dive, and this particular song popped up in my YouTube feed. Of course, he got my attention with the title, and it seems very culturally relevant right now.
Just how relevant?
The song called Masters of War. You know, due to copyright issues, and I understand and respect this, I'm going to have to stop the song somewhere in the middle of it. I'm just giving you a heads up. I know not everybody loves it when I stop the track. I wish that I could play it all the way through and just enjoy the music. But if I do that, it will probably get blocked. So just an FYI.
Now you know.
How did he know?
Before we begin, make sure to do all those very important things and hit the buttons right down below. You know the ones. And we're going to get right to it. Here we go.
Come, you masters of war, you that build the big guns, you that build the death planes, you that build all the bombs, you that hide behind walls, you that hide behind discs. I just don't want you to know I can see through your masks. You that never done nothing but build to destroy. You play with my world like it's your little toy. You put a gun in my hand and you hide from my eyes, and you turn and run farther when the fast bullets fly. Like Judas of old, you lie and deceive. A world war can be won. You want me to believe, but I see through your eyes, and I see through your brain, like I see through the water that runs down my drain.
Ooh, wow. He really is just calling it out as he sees it.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
That they're the ones that are building everything that cause destruction, and yet they're sitting safely behind a wall, behind a desk, more or less calling the shots and sending other people out to war and, just destroying this world. And for Bob Dylan to call them like Judas, that I feel like that is like the ultimate insult. The ultimate insult.
That's harsh.
Well, I guess it could be worse. I guess you could also be, the devil. I feel like being called the devil, that actually might be worse, because Judas at least felt enough shame that he ended his own life. All of this is to say that being compared to Judas is, that's such a slap in the face.
Traitor!
Telling people that we can win this world war. We just need to go out there and fight. And when I say we, I mean you. You need to go out there with this gun that I'm going to give you, and you need to fight the war for us. And I'm going to sit back here behind my desk because it's really safe. That's essentially what he's calling out. That is very bold of him.
You fasten all the triggers for the others to fire, and then you sit back and watch when the death count gets higher. You hide in your mansion while the young people's blood flows out of their bodies and is buried in the mud. You've thrown the worst fear that can ever be hurled to bring children into the world for threatening my baby, unborn and unnamed. You ain't worth the blood that runs in your veins. How much do I know to talk out of turn? You might say that I'm young, you might say I'm unlearned, but there's one thing I know: I'm younger than you. That even Jesus would never forgive what you do. Let me ask you one question: is your money that good? Will it buy you forgiveness? Do you think that it could? I think you will find, when your death takes its toll, all the money you made will never buy back your soul. And I hope that you die, and your death will come soon. I follow your casket by the pale afternoon, and I watch while you're lowered down to your deathbed, and I stand over your grave till I'm sure that you're dead.
Whoa, that took a dark turn. I thought he was going to sing some more, which is why I stopped the video, but that sounded like the end of the song. Yeah. Whew. Well, that was easy listening. Yeah, that's some like elevator music for you right there. Bob Dylan just, singing his elevator music hits.
Oh, Bob.
Wow. That line, no amount of money can buy your soul. I'm paraphrasing. We'll take a look at the lyrics in just a moment. But that really hit. It's so true. We can't throw money at a problem. And yet, honestly, I feel like in some way or another, we've all tried. Maybe not to this magnitude. Not to this magnitude where we're sending people out to war and saying, oh yes, I want this war to happen and you should go out there and fight it. I have to admit that in the later half of the song, when he is saying that he wants the masters of war to be dead, that really triggered some kind of feeling inside of me. But as I was listening to the music and reading the lyrics, I realized he's actually being honest. Like the masters of war, the people that are sitting behind the desks and lying to the public about just certain aspects of war, lying about the costs and the benefits. Even though these lyrics were really hard to read, especially in the later half of the song when he is proclaiming that he wants the masters of war to be dead, to also be 6 feet underground, I should say.
6 feet under.
I mean, Bob Dylan is being honest. He's calling these people liars and hypocrites, and he's actually just being honest about a just end. In a way, it's almost like an eye for an eye. He wants the masters of war to have the same outcome as the young people that they are pushing out into the front lines. We're going to take a look at the lyrics. We've got the lyrics pulled up. Oh yes, this is going to be an interesting one for sure.
Are you ready?
So we've got the lyrics pulled up. Masters of War. Come, you masters of war, you that build all the guns, you that build the death planes, you that build the big bombs, you that hide behind the walls, you that hide behind desks. I just want you to know I can see through your masks. He really is a man that he's just like a no BS kind of guy, you know? No BS kind of guy. You know exactly what you're going to get with Bob Dylan. You that never done nothing but build to destroy. You play with my world like it's your little toy. You put a gun in my hand and you hide from my eyes. And you turn and run farther when the fast bullets fly. Like Judas of old, you lie and deceive. A world war can be won, you want me to believe. But I see through your eyes and I see through your brain. Like I see through the water that runs down my drain. Oh, wow. There's that, the line about Judas, right? You lie and deceive just like Judas.
Judas.
But Bob Dylan can see through the lies. He sees the truth. But this last line here, like I see through the water that runs down my drain. Wow, that is good. That is so good. It's such a dark, murky, and yet clear image that I get when I read that line. You fasten the triggers for the others to fire. Then you sit back and watch when the death count gets higher. You hide in your mansion as young people's blood flows out of their bodies and is buried in the mud. Oh, that is such a tragic image. You've thrown the worst fear that can ever be hurled, fear to bring children into the world. For threatening my baby, unborn and unnamed, you ain't worth the blood that runs in your veins. Bob Dylan just throws insult after insult, and he does it just poetically.
It's poetic justice.
How much do I know to talk out of turn? You might say that I'm young, you might say I'm unlearned. But there's one thing I know, though I'm younger than you. Even Jesus would never forgive what you do. Oh my gosh. That to me is, that's harsh. To say to somebody that Jesus would never forgive what you have just done.
It hurts.
As like the ultimate betrayal to God, you know, the ultimate betrayal to the creator of the earth. That means that you have done something so vile that God is now turning his back on you. That to me is HE double hockey sticks. That's like living in that dark place. Let me ask you one question. Is your money that good? Will it buy you forgiveness? Do you think that it could? I think you will find when your death takes its toll, all the money you made will never buy back your soul. Oh my gosh, that line is amazing. All the money you made will never buy back your soul. Wow, way to call it out, right? I mean, even looking at what's going on right now, there's so much money being generated through the creation of war and all the materials that it takes.
Don't get me started!
Need to take a breath. You know, it's crazy. I don't know all the major players, but I'm sure there are many politicians that are getting very, very rich by making us scared and by, funding wars. And that to me is That is so evil and so wrong. And you know what's crazy is that Jesus still died for all of us. He died for all of us. Like, even though that line, Bob Dylan says, even Jesus would never forgive what you do. I mean, that is such a huge insult. That really, truly is.
Dang.
But I'm going to push back and say that until we meet the Maker, we don't know what Jesus will forgive us for. Even when Jesus was at the cross, there was also a criminal being crucified next to Jesus. But that criminal recognized that was the Son of God. And, he went to heaven with Jesus. So, I mean, I'm not supporting war. I'm not supporting the masters of war. All I'm saying is, until we meet the Maker, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know what God's justice will be like. Because everyone's spiritual journey is so different. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all that. Okay, last few lines. And I hope that you die, and your death will come soon. I will follow your casket in the pale afternoon. And I'll watch while you're lowered down to your deathbed. And I'll stand over your grave till I'm sure that you're dead. Oof. I would say that with Bob Dylan, there's a saying, the pen is mightier than the sword.
Pen! I need a pen! Give me a pen now!
And I would say with Bob Dylan, that is so, so true. All these words that he put to paper, that he set to music, I mean, he is just punching and slapping people in the face with his lyrics, with his message.
Bam, 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 bam!
And that really is his weapon. That is his weapon of choice. That's actually pretty amazing. I just got this visual of like a bunch of men, and they get to each pick their weapon. Like they're all laid out in front of them on a table, and someone might pick, like nunchucks, and someone might pick a sword or a spear or a gun or a bomb, etc. And Bob Dylan just goes up there with his kind of frizzy hair, and he picks up a pen. He picks up a pen. Or maybe he picks up the guitar. One of those. That is amazing. Thank you so much for checking out this reaction video and for spending some time together. After that song, I need to go outside and get some fresh air. I hope you do as well. I hope you enjoyed listening to the song together and just looking over the lyrics. Definitely drop a comment below and let us know if you got a chance to hear Bob Dylan live and if he sang this song. Like, was this a song that he would regularly keep in his repertoire, or was it more, did he sing it more during certain time periods? This just seems like one of those songs that can be very emotionally triggering, very triggering. Deep breath in, taking a deep breath in. Okay, amazing. Well, if you have another Bob Dylan request, you know where to drop that. And if you stayed all the way to this part of the video, I hope you will stay just a little bit longer till the end and check out my original song that I always post at the end of the video. Well, God bless you. I want to say that. God bless you. And wherever you are, be healthy, be blessed. And until next time.